already wrecked, but that didn't hurt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hutchinson Motorsports TV for some Thursday night racing tonight. We're here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park for the Canadian Tire Grand Prix here for the Stars and Stripes Racing League. First road course of the season, top of the board, not much has changed. The 05 of Rickard, top of the board. He's the man to beat every week, it seems like. Is he the GOAT? We're going to find out here tonight. We got about 3 more minutes left of practice. Before we jump into qualifying action, we'll let you enjoy some of this practice action before we dive right in. Thanks for tuning in here. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the GOAT, Blake Hutchinson, on the call here tonight. We're testing out some new music here, the patented tunes of Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the unprecedented library, going through some new ones, folks. Gonna see which ones work out and which ones don't. As practice winds down, we got about 40 more seconds. Looks like the top spot's gonna go to the 05 of Scott Rickard. 1 minute, 21 seconds, .46, top of the board. Can Scott bring home his second win of the season? Or are we going to get a new winner out here tonight? Not liking these new tunes. We might have to go back to the old school Hutchinson Motorsports patented tunes. Here's one of the fan favorites. Oh, wait, no, this one. No, can't find it. We're just winging it, folks. Up here in the booth, practice, checkered flag in the air. We're jumping straight into qualifying action here. Stars and Stripes Racing League, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, Thursday night racing right here. Thanks for tuning in. Let us know in the chat who's going to bring home the win tonight. Who you pulling for? We gonna get a new winner, or is the 05 just gonna dominate this thing? No telling. I just bought this track, folks. I don't even know where we're at. All I know is we're in Canada. So let's pull up some race info here. Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. We're in Canada, folks. That's about all I know. Bowmanville. No telling where that's at. But here we are. All I know is the Stars and Stripes Racing League Truck Series is here, and we are ready to go racing. Checking out the board. First cars to hit the track. Keep an eye on this man right here. It's Ross Tatum in the number 21 machine. Can Ross turn right? We know he can turn left pretty good. But I don't know if that Coca-Cola number 21 machine of Ross Tatum can handle the right-hand turns. Under the Continental Tire Bridge, heading into turn who knows what. No clue, folks. First time ever here. This place kind of a dump. But it is what it is. We're going racing the Mobile One sign underneath. Ross Tatum should be taking the green here soon. And look at the Hutchinson Motorsports blimp. These boys are driving in the forest here. The Hutchinson Motorsports blimp finding these racers. That's not the only one out on the track. We got the GOAT, Scott Ricker, in the 05 machine. This man is an absolute wheel, man. He's got to be the favorite to win it. Almost won last week, but came up short. But he did win 2 weeks ago at Charlotte. He is an absolute wheel, man. Let's hop on board with the 05 of Scott Rickard. Little kids playing on the playground. Scott Rickard blowing by saying, later, losers. I got a pole to get underneath. The green flag in the air for Rickard. Finally, his out lap is over. Might be a bit, folks. These are about 1.5 minute laps, so we got a long way to go around this one. Let's hop up to the Hutchinson Motorsports chopper. Rickard heading in a left-hand turn, looking good. That number 05 Tires Pros truck is flying here. We knew it was fast in the U.S., but it's also fast up here in Canada. Nobody's crossed the line yet. Everybody's still on their first lap around the speedway. We'll keep our eyes out on this standing board. Meantime, I'm going to scroll through some of his Hutchinson Motorsports patented tunes. Best in the business, folks. Get up and dance. Exclusive to Hutchinson Motorsports TV. That may or may not be true. Man, we got some bad ones in here, folks. I'm trying to find the good ones. Meanwhile, Rickard flying around the speedway. Nobody's crossed the line yet. Let's see who else is out there on this track. We got Johnny Eckert out there in the number 90 machine out of Long Island. Who expects something from Johnny here tonight? I sure don't. Top of the board right now, Kyle Bowling, 1:22.05. That's a pretty good lap, folks. I think that would have been quick time in practice, but it's not quick enough. The 05 Scott Rickard, quick time, 1:21.73 for the 05 truck. This man is a menace out here. Does anybody have anything for this 05 of Scott Rickard? Is he just going to lap the field? Kyle McCoy, second place run right now, 1:21.82, only a tenth behind. Boy, this is a big track. A tenth is nothing. These two are right by one another. As we look through the board, looks like third is Bowling currently, followed by Kreitz, Tatum, Weeks, Offerman, and Whitaker, your top 8 so far. But don't you worry, plenty of cars here left to go. We got a bunch of them signed in here tonight. Probably about 30 or so. Nate Lynch crossing the line, dead last. That number 25 truck looking pretty slow here in the road course. Nate Lynch needs to get on the gas. He's a couple seconds off the pace. Rickard on his second lap. Lynch holding up the battle for last right now, 1:23.95. Is that going to lock in last place of all the qualifiers? We're going to find out. We got a bunch of others out on the speedway, though, as they're all starting to cross the line. And how about Brian Burchett up to the third spot, 1:22.04 here. Canadian Tire Grand Prix Stars and Stripes Racing Series right here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Nate Lynch holding on to the dead last slot right now. Keep it up, Nate. That 25 truck is not bad fast here tonight. William Duff, he's had some bad luck here for the first 2 weeks. And he's having some bad luck again. That 17 truck already off the course. I think we found who hasn't practiced, folks. It's right here, the number 17, William Duff, the fourth. He might give Nate Lynch a run for his money for that last place spot. But we're just kicking back, watching some qualifying action here. Stars and Stripes Racing Series right here, Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. We're in the middle of Canada. We're basically in the middle of a forest. I mean, look, folks, let's pull up the Hutchinson Motorsports blimp one more time for you. The best view in the business. Look at this beautiful view. We cut no corners here, and we got a new battle for last. Looks like it's going for Whitaker. Whitaker in dead last. Josh Whitaker, you're slow. The number 28 of Josh Whitaker taking over the dead last spot right now. But there's still more to go. Don't you worry. Uh-oh. Nate Lynch's relative, I believe that's his brother if I'm not mistaken, Brian Lynch, clocking in at a time slower than Nate. That's going to put him in 19th. Brian in that number 24 truck is slow. But back up to the top of the board, we got a new quick time. Johnny Eckert, the number 90, 1:21:35, 2/100ths of a second faster than Scott Rickard. I think we got a new GOAT, folks. It's the 90 machine, Johnny Eckert, the absolute wheelman, the Long Island New Yorker. I said earlier I didn't expect much out of him. What do I know? I've never been here, folks. Johnny Eckert is in a rocket ship tonight, and he just improved his time, 1:21:01. New track record here, Canadian Motorsports Tire Park, whatever you want to call it. We're in Canada. Stars and Stripes Racing Series, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the GOAT, Blake Hutchinson on the call. Dead last right now, currently, Aaron Hale, the number 4 truck. Looking slow, Aaron. Here it is, folks. Get your eyes on this man. He's in last. Slowest man out there. Aaron Hale, the Colesburg, Iowan. Aaron Hale. He's about three and a half seconds off the pace. Not sure that's going to do it, Aaron. Not sure how that's going to... Uh-oh, folks. There's a new one on the bottom. It's none other than the 17. William Duff, the 4th out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Dead last goes to Mr. Duff. Lap time going to be 1:24:36. Unbelievable. William Duff is going to be struggling here tonight. Canadian Tire Motorsports Park is not his favorite track. Confirmed. Rob Sherwood not looking very fast here. The Virginian's been quick all year long. Well, not here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. The number 22 truck is junk. Down to the 13th slot. Sherwood with a 1:22:67, second and a half plus off the pace. He's got nothing for the two GOATs at the top of the board. Eckert and Rickard, they are bad fast, and Sherwood is not. Josh Robinson putting down a good lap. Robinson's been quick all year long. You know, one thing I've been noticing with Robinson, he's an early race guy. Seems like he drops off as the race goes on. We're going to see if Josh can figure it out here in the long haul. Currently in the 4th slot, 1:21:85 for the number 30 truck. The beautiful Micro Center Toyota. Josh Robinson out of Canton, Ohio. We got a couple more minutes left of qualifying action here. Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Don't know why they call it that. But here we are, folks. We're in Canada. We took our trucks across the border with the Stars and Stripes Racing League, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We brought all the equipment, folks. We got the blimp here. We had to fly it across the border. We did not get approval for that. Thankfully, we got away with it. Somehow they didn't see us fly the blimp across the border. Well, here we are in Canada. Unlicensed. Just flew it straight in here. Tell you what, folks, I'm not going to call a race without my Hutchinson Motorsports blimp up in the sky. I mean, hang on. Let's get the camera angle up here. Where are we at? Hutchinson Motorsports blimp. The most beautiful view in the business. Here it is. We're watching Josh Robinson out of Canton, Ohio. Go around the speedway. Who else is out on the speedway? We got a handful of trucks deciding not to qualify because they know they're going to be junk. So they're just going to start in the back. Currently, it looks like that's going to lock up the top slot's going to go Johnny Eckert, the number 90. 1:21:01. New track record here. Fastest lap ever witnessed here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, we saw it live, folks. That's going to conclude qualifying. Quick time going to the number 90 truck, Johnny Eckert. But folks, it's grid time. Let's get our starting lineup here for tonight's Canadian Tire Grand Prix here. 40 laps around the speedway. Here's your starting lineup. On the pole, the number 90 machine, Johnny Eckert. To his outside, he's been bad fast all year. It's the 05 bad fast, Scott Rickard. Row number 2 on the inside, going to be the number 7, Kyle McCoy. To his outside, we got the number 30 machine, Josh Robinson. Row number 3 going to be DJ Weeks on the inside, Brian Burchett on the outside. Then we got Kyle Bowling in the number 44. To his outside, Jake Bustos. Row number 5 going to be Dylan Grimm, Joshua Altus. Then we got Christian Lostian, Zach Kreitz taking up the top 12. Let's drop back a little bit further here. Starting the number 13 position, the number 22, Rob Sherwood to his outside. We got Ross Tatum, then Jason Gratton, Nate Lynch, Alex Buffoli, Derek Offerman, Brian Lynch, and William Duff, the fourth, going to round out your top 20. Behind him, we got Josh Whitaker in the 28 machine. To his outside, Aaron Hale. Then we got Ryan Lynch, Trey Jackson, Tom Wiesa, Josh Gratton, Kevin Stein, Mark Schrader, and starting shotgun, the number 66, Greg Hammond. There's your starting lineup. 29 trucks gonna make the call here. Stars and Stripes Racing League Truck Series action right here, Canadian Grand Prix at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the best broadcast company in the business. Meanwhile, folks, these outlaps, pace laps, whatever you want to call them, they're long. This is a long track. Let's see what the distance is here, folks, real quick. 2.5 mile track length, and they aren't going very fast speeds, so it takes a while. So we're going to have a while here on this caution lap, but look at this beautiful scene. Let's go up to the Hutchinson Motorsports blimp. Check out these guys all gridded up. Sold out crowd here, folks. They've been lined up at the gates since 6 a.m. here, ready to get down to business. They want to see these Stars and Stripes Truck Series north of the border. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Folks, it's our first time doing a broadcast up here north of the border. You know, I've been thinking a lot about Canada lately, and I have an unbiased opinion. This place is junk. Absolute dump. It's no America, but here we are. It's a pretty decent racetrack, I guess. Facilities, though, not so sure. Think there's just porta potties around the facility. I saw a man, well, I'm not going to say what he was doing, behind a tree the other day. I'm not sure if they even have bathrooms in this place. But the Stars and Stripes Truck Series going to hit it here. 29 cars on the grid. Front row going to be Eckert and Rickard. Who's going to head into turn 1 as a top slot? As we pace around the speedway, 40 laps around here. No fast repairs here. I don't think there's any stages, if I remember right. Hell, I don't know. I'm winging it, folks. Looking at the chat here, we got some fans of the Grattans. All kinds of Grattan fans here. The whole family is here, tuned in to watch the Grattans here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Let's see how the Grattans are gridded up here. Let's see who's the top Grattan right now. Jason Grattan in 15th. Let's get some visuals on him. Jason Grattan, the number 46. Boy, did he have a great run last week. He's a mid-packer, though, right now. We're going to see if he can figure it out. Then well behind him, Josh Grattan starting near the back. Yeah, I think he elected not to even qualify. That shows the little confidence that Josh in the number 8 machine has right here. For the Canadian Tire Grand Prix on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, can Josh figure it out and get to the front? I don't know, folks. I just don't know. Because this front row is bad fast. The number 90 on the inside there on the left lane right now. On the right, now to the left, the 05 of Rickard on the outside. Gonna be a good start here, folks. Just waiting for that pace car to head out of the way. I don't even know where we're at on the track. I don't know anything about this place. Other than Hutchinson Motorsports TV is going to bring you the best broadcast in the business. Pace car is in. All racers ready to roll as they hit the line. Green flag in the air. And a good start heading into turn 1. The number 90 going to take over the top spot. Rickard falls in the line in a second there right behind him. We're going to stay tuned right here as everybody falls in the line. That number 90 machine of Eckert is bad fast. Looking good here tonight. See if he can hold on to the top spot as Rickard tries to run him down. Let's zoom out a little bit, see what's going on through the rest of the field here. Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. It's the first road course we've done in a long time here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. I don't have much experience here at road courses, so don't expect me to have my sixth sense of wrecks. I almost always catch the wrecks on the oval, but a little bit different here as we watch the number 94 of Altus jump the curb there. Altus right now battling for the number 7 position, dropping back through the field. How are these guys doing? It is a bloodbath back here. Jason Gratton, let's hop on board. He is in the middle of the hornet's nest right now. The Pittsfield, Illinoisan Jason Gratton with his family watching. Don't let your family down. Jason currently in the 14th position. Taking it easy, though. He's holding up some people, though. That number 46 needs to get on the gas as one goes underneath him. The 08 does a dive bomb move, blows by him. Here comes a 25 of Lynch. Gratton is struggling right now, folks. He is dropping to the rear. But back out front, Johnny Eckert still leading. He is a road course specialist, folks. I don't know if that's confirmed, but I'm just going to call him a road course specialist. We haven't heard much about him this year, but here he is, front of the pack, and he is the man to beat right now. Let's hop on board with our second place car, though. Scott Rickard, the number 05. Boy, Scott is a wheel man. He can drive if it's an oval. It can be a figure 8, and you know Scott Rickard's going to be up there in the front. Looking to make a move on the number 90. We're on board with Scott Rickard. Currently in second. Looks like the front two starting to pull away from the field here just a little bit. As we drop back through the field, our hard chargers so far, not a lot of passing yet. Greg Hammond's gained 4 spots, but he started in dead last, so take that with a grain of salt. So he's currently our hard charger, but also Alex Buffoli, he's passed 3 cars up to the 14th position. Buffoli in the 08, we saw him throw a slide job on the 46 and blew by him, and Buffoli looks like he's headed to the front. Let's hop on board with the 08 of Alex Buffoli, currently in the 14th position. Is Buffoli a road course wheelman? He just wanted to start in the back. Oh, we got one flying off the track. Uh-oh, folks, that's Ross Tatum. He had some trouble last week, and he just flew off the track, and he lost a bunch of spots. Ross Tatum dropping back to the 17th position. Johnny Eckert still out front. Last lap was the exact same for him and Rickard. Both put down a 1:21.79. Fastest cars on the track, obviously. But if you know in the chat, I don't think we do stages here, if I remember right. I don't know. One of these days, I'll take some professional notes. Know what I'm doing. But I'm just winging it here right now. All I know is Johnny Eckert is a wheelman. He's starting to pull away from that 05 of Rickard. Going to be interesting to see how the fuel runs work out here. Normally no cautions here at road courses. If guys pile it up, they flip, they can just tow it in. There's a wreck, we're usually good to keep it green. But you never know what can happen here. Stars and Stripes Racing League Truck Series action. Hutchinson Motorsports TV bringing you this action live here tonight. Appreciate you tuning in, folks. As we look through the field, Buffoli still working his way up to the 13th position. Alex Buffoli, he's gained 4 spots so far. Your Hutchinson Motorsports hard charger so far. Our top 5 have not changed since the start of this race. DJ Weeks currently holding down that 5th spot as we enter lap number 4 out of 40 here. The 2.5-mile road course, Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Hutchinson Motorsports TV here for the first time ever. We aren't watching the number 97. DJ Weeks here, the Virginian. As we keep our eyes on Dylan Grimm, he's starting to struggle just a little bit. The number 23 of Grimm, he just lost about 2 spots. Looking to lose another one. Here comes Kreitz to his inside, the number 9. Kreitz had a great run last week. Not sure where he ended up finishing. I think he was in the top 5 somewhere, if I remember right. but he led a lot of laps, and he's trying to wheel this thing at the road course. Let's hop on board with the 12th position car. Zach Kreitz, the Denver native. I believe he's our lone racer from Colorado, trying to represent the state proud. Zach Kreitz, the Napa number 9. Big Chase Elliott fanboy, I'm guessing. So that means we're going to change it up. We're going back up front here. Johnny Eckert holding on to the lead, but here comes Rickard, the 05, right to his back bumper. Fastest lap of the session, just turned by a third-place car, Kyle McCoy. Kyle McCoy is the fastest lap of the session so far, 1:21.15. That is fast, folks. That's 3/10 faster than our race leader. Let's hop on board. Okay, the number 7 of McCoy from Morrison, Illinois. Insert himself into this battle for the race lead. Not yet. Zooming back out here. Let's see what else is going on. Derek Offerman slicing and dicing his way through the field. The number 20. Too much orange on that car for me. I know he's doing the whole Tony Stewart thing, but little too bright there for me. But hey, Derek Offerman, he's gained 4 spots at the start of this one. Up to the 14th position. Let's hop on board. See if he's just going to move Buffoli out of the way. He might. The 20 underneath Buffoli. He's got the preferred line. Going to enter the corner low. Coming out of the corner. Or the 08 going to hold on to the spot. Buffoli is racing hard, but here comes Gratton. The Gratton family is happy to see it. Working his way up through the field. Can Gratton get around Offerman? We're on board with the number 46, Jason Gratton, currently in the 15th position. Right front suspension cam, folks. Jason Gratton. Look at that beautiful Hutchinson Motorsports TV sticker there in the top right of the car. Most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Meanwhile, the 08, going to lose a couple spots there. That's going to put Offerman as our hard charger. He's gained 5 positions since the start of this race, currently up to the 13th spot. Meanwhile, Johnny Eckert still out front, the Long Island New Yorker. Johnny Eckert, he's been waiting all year long to get on one of these road courses. He says, I'm sick and tired of these left-hand turns. Let's turn right a little bit. And boy, can he do it. There's just something about them right-hand turns that Johnny Eckert can do that others can't. It's incredible. You know, I was talking to Johnny earlier on. He was asking me some tips about this track. I said, listen, Johnny, I just bought this place, but I am a well-renowned racer, so I will go ahead and help you out. So I gave him a few little minor tips, and it looks like he's been using them here, as he's our race leader. Johnny Eckert, taking some notes from yours truly, the GOAT, Lake Hutchinson. Unbelievable. You know, I'm just impressed how quickly he's learned this track. I was walking him through the track. You know, I had a little map of all the turns, and I was telling him what he should do in each turn and whatnot. And thankfully, he listened, and he's your race leader right now. I don't want to say it's because of me, but, you know, believe what you want. We're on board with our race leader, Johnny Eckert. See how he's wheeling that thing right now. As we hit lap number 7, long way to go in this one. Eckert getting a little bit loose there. He's pushing himself. He knows right on his back bumper is the GOAT, the 05. Scott Rickard. Boy, this man, he's an absolute wheelman. If I ever met a wheelman, it's Scott Rickard. He's been blowing me up all week asking for some pointers. I was happy to help. You know, when I see a talent like Scott, I just want to help him out as much as I can. There's only a few out there I'll help, and, you know, for some reason, it's always the guys in the front that I help out. I don't know if there's, you know, any correlation there. There just may or may not be. I just don't know. But meanwhile, Derek Offerman up to the 12th spot. He's your hard charger. He's gained 6 spots since the start of this race. This ugly number 20 machine of Derek Offerman from Earlville, Iowa. Oh, we got the 23 sideways at Grimm. We saw him struggling earlier on, and he just lost it, folks. Grimm loses it. He's going to lose a few spots. Grimm is struggling out of Fort Collins. Meanwhile, Rickard's still right there with the 90. He is just waiting for a mistake. Boy, that's got to be some high pressure for Johnny Eckert out front here. He's led every lap so far, but the entire time, right in his rearview mirror, has been that 05. Just breathing down his neck. Just putting pressure on him. Rickard isn't even trying to pass him. He's just putting pressure on him. He wants him to slip up. And one of these times, he just might. But I don't know, when you're a wheelman like that number 90 truck, maybe you won't. Looking back through the field, though, let's see what else we got going on. Mark Schrader taking it easy back there. Looks like he's out on a nice Sunday drive. Currently in the 25th position. We got a couple guys already called it quits. Duff and Burchett look to be done, or they're on pit road at least. They might have just hung up the racing shoes, as Brian Lynch is our dead last car running. Let's hop on board. Brian Lynch currently winning the battle for last. Taking it easy around the corner, Brian Lynch. You know he's not going to spin out going that slow at least. There's the number 24, Brian Lynch, dead last. Back out front, though, Johnny Eckert still out front. Holding off that 05. Scott Rickard, the wheelman, the GOAT, whatever you want to call him. Been on his back bumper the entire time. TheTirePros.com, number 05. You know, Tire Pros has to be proud of their driver this year. He's been out front battling for wins every single week. Nothing's changed here tonight. The only way he's not battling for a win here is if the 90 takes him out. You never know, he might. He just might. These guys might just junk each other, folks. You know that 05 is patient, but how much longer is he going to stay patient? Let's check out this battle for third, though. Kyle McCoy holding on to the spot, but right behind him, Josh Robinson. The Mike Rose Center number 30 machine. The Canton, Ohioan, getting a run on the 7 of McCoy. Robinson wants to take over the third spot. Not going to be able to do so yet as we go through the field in the 5th spot. DJ Weeks, the number 97. Our top 5 has still not changed since the start of this race. 6th spot, currently the number 44, our Nebraskan Kyle Bowling. He's gained a spot since the start of this race. And right behind him, ladies and gentlemen, Jake Bustos. He's been putting down some good laps every single week, it seems like. Especially early on. He's definitely one of the best qualifiers I've noticed. And then behind him, Christian Loschen, the number 3 truck. Currently in 8th spot. And right behind him, Rob Sherwood, the Virginian, the number 22 truck. Rob's got some speed every single week. He's gained 4 spots since the start of this run. And in the 10th spot, we got Josh Altus, currently in 10th. But behind him, folks, the Hard Charger still working his way through the field. He's gained 7 spots here on the road course. How about it? Most of these guys haven't even passed a car, but Derek's passed 7 of them. Up to the 11th spot, Derek Offerman, the Earlville, Iowan. So that's going to conclude our run through the field for now. As we're back out front, though, the race lead is spicing up. Rickard is right there. It is tough to pass here. He's trying to force a mistake from the 90. Stay tuned right here for a little bit. See how Rickard's battling this course right now. Looks like he's braking a little bit later than Eckert was there. Coming out of the corner, he's guarding the run in the... Oh, and he's able to shut the door on him. Looked like Rickard was going to get a run on the 90, but that 90 slams the door on him, says, "Not so fast, nerd. I'm not done leading this race, buddy boy. It's only lap 11. I'm going to lead about 39 more. 29, whatever you want to call it." Meanwhile, Derek Offerman, he's up to 11th, but 10th spot is about 5 seconds ahead of him, so I think his run through the field has ended for now. But we'll see if he starts to run him down at all. Looking at the last lap speeds, our race leader ran a 1:22.19. I believe that is the fastest on the track. Yes, sir. 1:22.19, race leader Johnny Eckert, fastest truck on the track. Been a good one so far, folks. A little bit different than our typical broadcast. You know, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, we're used for them oval races where they're just door banging each other every lap, throwing slide jobs, taking each other out. But right now, we got some clean road course racing. Right turns kind of confuse me, not gonna lie. When a truck turns right, I just get confused. I'm just not used to it. But dropping back, Brian Lynch currently still in last spot here of the current running trucks. The Manchester Iowan, Brian Lynch. He is way back there, folks. Lynch is about 21 seconds behind the next car, so that gives you a little bit of insight on how slow this number 24 truck is, Brian Lynch. But back out front here, Johnny Eckert, your race leader, Long Island, New Yorker. Wheeling and dealing. This number 9 machine looking good here. Rickard is finally dropping back. I don't know if he can maintain pace with the road course ringer of Johnny Eckert. Let's check out our Hutchinson Motorsports right rear suspension cam. Representing the Paris Olympics, Johnny Eckert. Rickard braking way late there, as you can tell. So you see Eckert gets a big run coming out of the corner, while Rickard he's slamming on the brakes there at the end, trying to get every bit he can get. But let's hop up to our Hutchinson Motorsports blimp as our race leader Eckert starts to pull away a little bit. Lead is up to over half a second right now. Dropping back through the field. Let's look out at some battles. Rob Sherwood currently in 9th. Looking to run down the 3 truck of Christian Lostian. Battle for 8th spot. Let's stay tuned right here for a moment. We're watching the number. Let's hop on board here. The number 22, Rob Sherwood, currently in the top 10. But he's not done, trying to work his way up through the field a little bit more. As you see, the 3 get a little bit loose there, but it didn't really slow him down too much. These trucks, they're not made for this type of racing, but it's interesting to see him do it. Uh-oh. Looks like Mark Schrader has decided to pull it into the pits. I wonder if he's done for the race. Yeah, he might be done, folks. As Eckert still maintains about a 0.7 of a second lead for now. Josh Robinson taking over the 3rd spot, able to finally get around the 7 of McCoy. So your top 5 changed just a little bit. Robinson taking over the 3rd spot, McCoy falling back to 4th. DJ Week still currently holding on to the 5th spot. That number 97 truck, he's been consistent every single lap. Meanwhile, Ross Tatum back here, currently in 14th. Trying to get around Mr. Alex Buffoli, who made a hard charge at the start of this race, but it looks like he's lost some speed. That 08 truck looks to be struggling to me. And we got Dylan Grimm. He's lost 6 spots since the start of this one, folks. Back to the 15th slot right now. The Fort Collins native, Dylan Grimm. Checking out the chat here, see what's going on. I think we still got the Grattans pulling for their family members tuned in. Let's see how the Grattans are doing. The Grattan cam. Currently, Jason Grattan in the 16th spot. He's holding strong. I don't think I really expect him to hard charge through the field, but he's holding them steady there to that 16th slot for now. And then pretty far behind him in the 21st position, Josh Grattan. Number 8 truck. Let's hop on board with Josh. Currently in 21st. The Hillsboro Missourian, the number 8, Josh Grattan. We're on board. Don't let your family down, Josh. Don't junk it. Keep the truck in one piece. Load it into the trailer. Meanwhile, Josh Robinson starts to pull away just a little bit from McCoy in the 3rd spot. Battle for the race lead still about the same as they start to enter a lap car. This might get spicy, folks. It's all about when they hit that lap car's bumper. Is it going to hurt Eckert? Eckert cannot afford to give up the preferred line in any of these corners, because you see Rickard right behind him just waiting for a little slip up. He better hope that let's see, I believe that's a 24 of Brian Lynch. He better hope Brian Lynch is feeling nice right now. Because if not, it could cost them the race lead, and we know it's tough to pass here for these fast trucks out front. Rickard running them down, has the lead down to 0.4 of a second right now. Let's hop on board with the 05 of Scott Rickard as we approach a lap traffic car, the number 24 of Brian Lynch up here. The yellow turd driving in front of our race leaders. Is Lynch going to get out of the way, or is he going to cause a mishap for our race leaders? Rickard going to roll wide and come out of the corner low, looking to get a run. It's going to cost him some time, though. Heading into the S's, I think they call it. I don't know. I don't know anything about road course racing, folks. I'm winging it. Rickard dropped back just a little bit there. Tried to get a run coming off the corner. Didn't work out for him. Lead is up to over a second. That is just what Eckert needed as he approaches the lap traffic car. Let's hop on board and see how this lap car drives him. You know, maybe Brian Lynch will just take him out. Maybe he says, "You're not going to lap me, buddy boy," and he'll just junk him. We're going to see what the C4 number 24 does. He's going to stay outside for now. Trying to figure out the easy way to let these guys by. To the back bumper quickly. Your race leader going to go outside. 24 going to hold his line and let him go. He's going to stay up high. That's going to help Rickard out. The 90 had to go wide in the corner. Rickard didn't. So Rickard able to shave off about a half second there. But the lead still at 7/10 of a second. Lap number 16 out of 40 here. Canadian Tire Motorsports Park for the Canadian Tire Grand Prix Stars and Stripes Racing League. Thursday night racing right here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Meanwhile, we're gonna play some of these tunes and take a short little break. But hey, don't you worry, you're not gonna miss any action. We're gonna stay tuned right here live as we take a short break with some of these tunes. Enjoy, folks, and watch the racing live. Brought to you by Stars and Stripes Racing League. non-stop action break. That'll conclude it. That's brought to you by Stars and Stripes Racing League. No commercials here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV, folks. It looks like pit stops have started. Rob Sherwood down pit lane, as well as Josh Altus, Jason Gratton as well. But our race leaders, nothing's changed out front. Johnny Eckert still commanding the lead. A second and a half about out front here in front of Rickard. So that'll mean our pit run coming to an end here shortly. Pretty soon you're going to be seeing our race leaders come down pit lane as well. But we got a lap car. Oh, and here comes the 90, as well as Rickard in the 05. We're going to see if Robinson elects to come in or not. Robinson going to stay out there. He wants to lead a lap, and he's going to lose it, and he junks it. Oh, what a way to ruin the race. We saw it live, folks. I think Robinson last second tried to come down pit lane. He just junked it, and you know that truck's damaged, folks. Josh Robinson. Oh, man, in front of national television, you just embarrassed yourself, bud. Your race is over because that truck is junk. The number 30, the Micro Center number 30 Toyota. Micro Center's not going to be happy after seeing that one on national television. So that's going to make Kyle McCoy your race leader out of Morrison, Illinois. Green flag run still going on here. Our two front runners electing to come down pit lane a little bit before these guys. Probably a smart call. You know, last lap around the speedway, 1:23 for these guys. You know, they really haven't lost much. They've only lost about a second, which isn't much for a track this big. But that adds up quick. You stay out a couple of extra laps, you lose 2 seconds on the rest of the field. That'll be tough to overcome. But meanwhile, looking through the board, looks like Rickard comes out into the 6th spot, right behind the 90. So both of them had identical pit stops. These two have been running right by one another the entire race. Nothing's changing here. Down pit lane, through pit stops, and out of pit lane, right by one another's bumper. That 90 of Eckert able to hold on. So this is essentially your battle for the race lead, folks, because eventually these guys are going to have to pit. And there goes Robinson with the junk truck. That number 30, he junked by smoking the wall, finally down pit lane. So McCoy still out there, out front. Not sure what the strategy is there for McCoy. May as well try something different because I think he knows he's got nothing for that 05 and the 90. But he's currently a race leader here. I just received a radio report. McCoy's saying he's seeing rain. He wants him to throw the checkered. McCoy's hoping they'll throw the checkered early. Give him a win. We're going to find out how that works out for him. DJ Weeks currently in the 2nd spot, though. And we got Kyle Bowling and 4th spot. Currently Johnny Eckert, essentially your race leader once these top 3 pit. You see a 17-second gap between Eckert and the race leader, and these guys have already pit. So quite a big difference. Once McCoy pits, he's going to be quite a bit behind these two. Out front here, though, McCoy in the 7 truck. My guess is he's coming in this time by. I don't think he's going to push it much longer. I'll be wrong, folks. He says, screw that, bud. I'm going to stay out here till this thing's on empty. Kyle McCoy staying out here. He's going to lead every lap he can lead. Kyle Bowling coming down pit lane was in 3rd. Going to get up the spot, though. Get him some fresh tires and some fuel. As McCoy and Weeks stay out there. Your top 2 have not pit here. In the next couple laps, they're going to have to be coming down pit lane. As we drop back here. I believe Offerman has pitted. If he has, he's in a good spot. Let me check here. Hutchinson Motorsports Pit Strategy Board. Let's pull it up here, folks. Brought to you by Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the best broadcast company in the business. As you can see, McCoy and Weeks have not pit. Then you got Eckert and Rickard. They pit 2 laps ago. Bowling just came down pit lane. Then Sherwood, Losh, and Bustos all pit as well. So essentially, to me, it's looking like the top 2 haven't pit, and I think everybody else has. So Offerman's going to be in a good spot here. He's currently in 10th. He might get up to 8th once McCoy and Weeks pit. The Morrison, Illinoisan, holding on to the lead spot for now. He's still staying out there, folks. He doesn't care. He wants all the TV time he can get, and we're going to give it to him, folks. Hutchinson Motorsports TV race leader, the number 7, Kyle McCoy. I can't believe how long he's staying out there. It's been about 5 laps since the first cars came down pit lane. And that's a long way around this big track. You know, these laps take about a minute and a half. DJ Week says, all right, I've had enough. I'm bringing this lump of junk down pit lane. DJ Week's going to get him 4 fresh tires and some fuel. Some Sunoco race gas. Johnny Eckert, that's going to put him up to the 2nd spot in the number 90. He's got about a 2nd lead on Scott Rickard still. As the 10 flies off the track. Not sure what happened there. That's Mark Schrader. He's been struggling here tonight, folks. Mark Schrader. Let's see what happened. Hang on. We're still green. I'm just going to see what old Mark Schrader did. Oh, he just lost it. He just looped it. The 10 truck going in a little hot. Oh. Hits the dirt, throws it sideways, tries to save it, not even close. That's like me on a road course. Believe it or not, folks. Looks like me out on the road course. But hey, that's all right, Mark. We all have our weaknesses, bud. Kyle McCoy's still out there, and he's not pitting yet. He doesn't care. He's not going to pit. He may run this whole race. He may run 40 laps, not even need to pit. You never know. He's got that Toyota thing. He got that Toyota hooked up. Toyota is known for that fuel mileage. He's the first Toyota in the field. Obviously, the next Toyota is Offerman, who's in the 9th spot right now. Let's show our manufacturers here on the top board. Hang on, folks. Here you go. Got your manufacturer logos. See which manufacturers are slow here. A bunch of Chevys in the back. So I think that speaks a lot. Chevys are junk. So your race leader, Kyle McCoy. Then we got a Ford, a Chevy, then another Chevy, and a Ford, your top 5. So 2 Fords, 2 Chevys, and 1 Toyota for now. But he's going to have to pit soon. Then your top 10, we got 4 Chevys in the top 10, 3 Fords, and currently 3 Toyotas in your top 10 here. There's your manufacturer board, brought to you by Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the best broadcast company in the business, believe it or not. 100% true. Folks, I don't think I've said it, though. You know, I say this every broadcast. I'm not going to slip up and forget it. You know, quit wasting your money on junk streaming service. Meanwhile, Kyle McCoy coming down pit lane finally. So that 7 truck going to give up the lead. But quit wasting your money, folks, on junk streaming services. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the biggest library of racing in the business. 100% fact. True. Believe it or not, look it up yourself. Biggest library of races that you can imagine. And it's all free, folks. So get rid of them. Dirt Vision, it's junk. Get rid of it. Flow Racing, don't need it. None of them. Unsubscribe to them. Because you're right here at Motorsports TV every single Thursday night. We're going to be right here for the Stars and Stripes Racing League Truck Series. As we watch Johnny Eckert back to the race lead finally. After the green flag stops, we got one off the track there. Who was that? Alex Buffoli in the 08 flying off the track. He's waiting for some cars to blow by. So Buffoli had a good start here and not so much now. Alex Buffoli, he's struggling right now, folks. Looks like McCoy able to come out in 3rd on that pit stop after staying out. This is going to be interesting, folks. I still don't think he's got anything for these top 2 because they're 18 seconds ahead of him. But McCoy, he's got those fresh tires on Bowling, who's in 4th, and he's got a 2.5 lead, so he's going to be pulling away from him. McCoy's definitely going to lock in that 3rd. Oh! And McCoy chokes it. Oh, he flies off the track right when I was bragging on him, having struggles. Trying to get that thing back rolling, man. I was about to brag on him, say he's about to lock up the 3rd place spot, but look at him now. Kyle McCoy, we saw it live, bud. You can't hide that one. We saw it. Hutchinson Motorsports TV bringing you the action live. Kyle McCoy dropping the ball big time. So that's definitely going to make this a 2-horse race. Not that it wasn't before. But it's all about these 2 right here. Johnny Eckert, the number 90. That 05 of Rickard's been right on his back bumper the entire race. And we're halfway done with this one. More than halfway done. Lap number 26 out of 40. These guys going to have to pit one more time. Actually, no, they're not. Yeah, we just saw McCoy make it about 25 laps. So we know they should be good on fuel. So it's all about this run right here. One mishap and your race is over, because there's not going to be any cautions most likely, folks. Very unlikely a caution can happen. So we're going to stay tuned right here as our race leaders come up on some lap traffic. Let's keep our eyes right here. Let's pull up the Hutchinson Motorsports dashboard. Look how fast they're going. There's our race leader getting up to 150, 165. He's flying. Almost 170 on this road course. That is way faster than I expected. Let's hop on board here. Johnny Eckert, the wheelman, just flying around here. I'm pulling up all these fancy displays I never use. Here's the battle box. Eckert getting around Whitaker, blowing by him, says, "Later, nerd, you're a lap car, I'm the leader, get out of my way." Johnny Eckert blowing by him. Just what Eckert needed. Whitaker going to slow down the 05 of Rickard just a little bit. So Eckert going to regain the over a second lead on Rickard. As he comes up on a couple more lappers, we're going to see if these two will fare for him as well. Let's pull up our sector map here. How about this? Sector 1. I'm trying to, I don't know. Okay, there we go. So Rickard is half a second slower in that sector than our race leader. We're going to keep that up. That's something new here for Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We don't typically show these. Since we're on the road course, so the lap cars are duking it out for last. These guys side by side. Has to be a scary thing for this number 90 to see. Boy, the life could flash before his eyes quite easily. He's been out front the entire race, and he's back here now with the squirrels trying to lap him. See if one of them wants to take him out. Able to get around him. Eckert having some trouble. Again, he might lose some more ground, folks. Sector 2 looked like Rickard gained another half second back. So race lead back down to under a second, just barely. We're going to keep our eyes on these two because we know this is a two-truck race here. With about 13 more laps left to go. Canadian Tire Grand Prix. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. It's been a good one here, folks. Let's go ahead and get another non-stop action break. I'm going to get some good tunes playing. We're going to keep our eyes on these two duking it out. Grab you a drink and relax and enjoy the action. Hutchinson Motorsports TV as we wind down to the final 10 laps here shortly. Welcome back. We got about 10 laps left to go. Eckert still out front, but Rickard slowly starting to rail him in. Leads down to 0.8 of a second. Can Rickard get back to the back bumper of the 90 truck? Looks like Eckert's starting to gain back through. You know, looking at these sectors here, looks like every single sector, they're just kind of trading off time. You see Rickard gained 0.3 of a second there. We're going to see this next sector if it flips back. If it's like the rest of them, it seems like every other one they flip back and forth. Looks like it was about even there. You got 4 100ths different. So they're dead even right now in the last sector. And then we're going to look into Sector 3. We got 3 sectors here around Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. To me, it looks like Eckert is faster here in Sector 3. So he's going to be able to, I don't know. Does he cross the line? Yep, able to gain 8 100ths back. So that lap, Eckert did gain about 0.3 of a second on him. And look at Eckert sliding through the corner there. You see him coming out. He is sending that thing. He is driving the wheels off of it. Trying to run down the road course expert. The road course ringer, the number 90, Johnny Eckert, the GOAT of road courses. And right behind him is the GOAT of the trucks, Scott Rickard. A second behind him. Can he find his way around him as they cross the Continental Bridge? You see Rickard. It's interesting to listen in here. See how he's working the shifting. Coming out, you know, going in, Rickard is going way deeper into the corners, it looks like. He's getting a big run going in the corner, but coming out, Eckert is killing him. This is a 2-truck race because third place is about 21 seconds behind. Well, it's all about these two right here with 10 laps left to go around the speedway. Hutchinson Motorsports TV bringing you the action live. We got the sector info, all kinds of stuff we got here, folks. Cutting no corners. We got transponders, beacons all around the track. Hell, we got the blimp here, folks. We flew it in from the States. We just crossed the border, didn't declare anything. We just flew it across the border. Flew it straight here, and here we are, folks. That was a long, slow ride, I tell you what. They actually flew me in on the blimp. American Airlines rates weren't very good, so we just took the blimp in here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. We said, we got to go racing, boys, and I'm not leaving the blimp at home, so let's just fly it in. And here we are. Thankfully, the Mounties didn't stop us when we crossed the border. So we're here. Look at all these trees. Middle of nowhere. Nothing but porta potties and trees to do your business on. But Eckert out front by over a second right now. He's doing what he needs to do out front, but there's still 9 to go. All it takes is one mix-up, and this race is all but over. You know, he probably came in here expecting an easy win. Johnny Eckert, you know, when I was talking to him, he was asking me all those tips earlier on in the week. He seemed fairly confident. He didn't think Rickard would be able to run with him. But here he is. Rickard is right on his, well, not on his bumper anymore, but he's only about 1.2 seconds behind. But as Eckert starts to put it on him, though, they're going to cross the line here. 8 laps left to go. Look at that, a half a second difference. Eckert gaining half a second in Sector 3. So you saw Sector 1, he gained almost 0.2. Sector 2, he lost a tenth. Then he gained 0.5. So he gained almost 0.6 that lap. But let's drop back right now. Your hard charger, it's all race long. It's been this man. It's the number 20, Derek Offerman. Up to the 8th spot. He started back in 18th. The Home Depot, number 20, Derek Offerman, Earlville, Iowa. Got the Super 8 sponsorship there on the side. Boy, Super 8, they are known for some quality rooms and some quality tenants, I might add. And I tell you what, if it's late at night, you know, if it's 2 a.m., go for a casual stroll down to your local Super 8. You won't be disappointed. What a great hotel chain. But back out front here, Johnny Eckert. Almost a 2-second lead. He's starting to put it on him. Put it on Rickard. Pulling away from him. Every sector looks to be gaining some ground. Rickard is struggling. Cannot keep up with that 90. Big Olympics fan here, I'm guessing, Johnny Eckert. You know, a road course guy like Johnny, He's just a well-rounded human being. Loves watching the Olympics. Rumor is he enjoys watching the women's boxing going on. You know, there's a lot of controversy. I'm not a big politic guy, but there's been some guys in the women's boxing just kicking all the girls' asses. It's been pretty entertaining. You know, imagine training your entire life for to go to the Olympics as a woman boxer, and then some man gets in the ring and just whoops you. You literally have to quit within a minute. Kind of sad, but kind of funny too. But Johnny Eckert, he's all about that. He loves the Paris Olympics. He is a big fan of the two men boxing in the women's boxing. It's been very entertaining for Johnny. Rumor is he's one of the very few individuals that are rooting for those two men. But I tell you what, though, he's out front by 2.3 seconds. Johnny Eckert, that number 90 truck is on a rail. He is just gaining every single lap, pulling away from the GOAT himself, Scott Rickard. Meanwhile, as we wind down to the finish of this one, folks, as always, we greatly appreciate you tuning in, spending your Thursday night right here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV, watching the Stars and Stripes Truck Series right here, the Canadian Grand Prix. I'm sorry, Canadian Tire Grand Prix. Don't want to forget the tire there. But be sure, folks, click the like, click the subscribe, all that good stuff. It's free. Come on, it's the least you could do. Bringing you the action free. I mean, come on, folks. We flew the blimp in over here. Least you could do is click a like. You know, log into the video if you got to. It's not that hard. Click that little login button. You log into your little YouTube account, Google account, whatever you got. Log in, click the like, click the subscribe. It's all free. Trust me, folks. I'm not trying to rip you off. But dropping back, let's see what's going on through the field. Jake Bustos holding on to the 6th spot. You know what? Let's go through the field, actually. Let's drop back here. Let's go to 3rd place. The number 44, quietly but surely, he's been quick all race long. Kyle Bowling, the Malcolm, Nebraskan. Started back in the 7th position. He's up to 3rd. He's trying to hold off DJ Weeks. Then right behind him, well, not right behind him, they've got a few lap cars. Then we got DJ Weeks in the 97 out of Virginia, currently in the 4th spot. Weeks has put together a great race after starting in the 5th spot. Then we got Rob Sherwood, started back in 12th, up to 5th. The number 22 truck, he's been solid all race long. Sherwood always good. Then we got Jake Bustos in the 6th position. Jake Bustos in the 74 Ford. Then behind him in the number 3 Chevy, Christian Lostian in the 7th spot. Then our hard charger so far, Derek Offerman, he's gained 10 spots. Folks, I take that back. He was your hard charger, but right now, Greg Hammond's your hard charger. Greg Hammond, he's in 13th. He started all the way back in 29th. That's right, folks. He started shotgun dead last up to 13th. Greg Hammond slicing and dicing his way through the field. Folks, Alex Buffoli junked his truck. Let's see what happened. Here's a replay. Here's Buffoli in the 08 truck. And in the corner, slide job. Tries to throw a slide job there. Loops it. Junk. That 08 truck is struggling here tonight. Had a good start going. Not anymore. But back out front, Johnny Eckert over a 3-second lead. This race is all but over. You know what? I'm starting to think Eckert was just toying with Rickard. I think he's just playing with him. Making him think he had a shot. He was just sandbagging, and he's gotten faster every lap. Johnny Eckert is flying, folks. 3-second lead. This race is all but over, folks, with 5 laps left to go. Coming to 4 left. The number 90 truck out of the final corner, crossing the start-finish. 4 laps left to go. Let's take off the battle box because we don't need it, folks. Then going back to the field, looks like Josh Robinson, the number 30 machine. The beautiful number 30, Micro Center number 30. You know, he accidentally flew off the track. He was running 3rd most of the race. I think he flew it off the track earlier on. That might have been someone else. I don't even know. But Zach Kreitz in the 10th spot, trying to bring home another top 10 for the number 9 out of Denver. Zach Kreitz, the Napa number 9 car, looking to bring home yet another top 10. Out front, it's all Eckert. 3.5-second lead, putting it on him. Rickard's got a lap car in front of him. He's got to get around. Let's hop on board. It's the 46 of Grattan. Gonna blow by him. Jason Grattan, who's in 12th spot, just got lapped. We've been green flagged the whole way. Look at these gray skies. Hopefully this thing stays green. There might be some rain entering the area here in Canada. It better not rain too much because we got to get out of this dump after the race. We're in the middle of the forest too, so this will be fun. With 3 laps left to go, Johnny Eckert, 3 laps left to go here. Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. This race is all but over. Eckert's going to have to spin it or fly off the track and smoke the wall to lose this race right now. He is still gaining on that 05 truck of Scott Rickard. See what else we got going on. You know, how about a shout out, Brian Lynch? You know, he's not been quick. I'll give him that. You know, he's not been quick at all, you know, but he has had some perseverance. He stayed out there, stayed clean, kept it around the speedway. He's in 19th, folks. Gaining some points. You know, he was running last there for a while. Some other guys, though, wrecking, having some issues. Brian Lynch holding steady here with 3 laps left to go. Trying to bring home a solid top 20 finish. Way to go, Brian. Eckert still out front here by a country mile, about a 4-second lead. Meanwhile, Kyle Bowling holding on to the 3rd spot. Looks like he's going to keep the 3rd spot because DJ Weeks is 4.5 seconds behind him in the 4th spot. 5th spot, Rob Sherwood, another 4.5 seconds back. And this is really our closest battle. These two right here. Jake Bustos currently in 6th. Rob Sherwood in 5th. These two duking it out. Who's going to get the final top 5 spot? Staying tuned right here. Briefly, the number 22 is Sherwood trying to hold off the 74 of Bustos. Let's hop on board with Bustos here for a few corners. See what he's got for Sherwood. Sherwood taking the truck wide to get every arc he can in the corner. The Flossmoor, Illinois, and Jake Bustos trying to get himself into a top 5 run. Crossing the Michelin sign. Into the corner here, right-hand corner. Can Bustos get a run? Coming out of the corner, not going to do it yet. He's going to need to make a move quick. Back out front, though, Johnny Eckert. Let's hop on board. Let's watch him take the white flag here soon. Currently 2 laps left to go. Coming to the white flag this time around. We're on board with our race leader, Johnny Eckert. The only laps tonight he hasn't led was during a pit cycle. He has dominated this race, been out front the entire race. There was probably 4 laps or so he didn't lead. All due to the pit cycle. Coming to the front stretch, white flag in the air. Last time around the speedway, Johnny Eckert with a 5-second lead on Scott Rickard. Just needs to take it easy here. Johnny Eckert looking to bring home his Stars and Stripes first win of the season. We're going to stay tuned this entire lap. Give this 90 truck some well-deserved TV time. See how he is battling this track. The GOAT of Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, Johnny Eckert, wheeling and dealing. He's still putting it on Rickard. Lead is up to 5.5 seconds. He ain't taking it easy, folks. He said, hey, I might have a big lead and I should probably just coast around here to win it. Not so fast, but I'm going to try to set quick time last lap. I don't care. Look at this, man, just wheeling it. Just mind over matter, just forcing that truck where it doesn't want to be. He's just defying physics with that truck. Let's listen in here. We're on board with our race leader, Johnny Eckert. See how he's shifting through these corners. Got a little downshift there. Taking it easy. Gonna roll the bottom, come out of the corner. Oh, nice and smooth. Nice and smooth for Johnny Eckert. Coming out, final time. Checkered flag in the air. Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, your race winner, Johnny Eckert. The Long Island New Yorker, the number 90, Johnny Eckert, taking home the race win. Second place, coming through the corner, going to be the 05 of Rickard. Then we got Bowling well behind him as well. looking to bring home the third place finish, bowling 28 seconds behind our race leader. But what a run for the 90 of Eckert. He is taking a little celebratory lap as everybody else finishes. Has to feel good after dominating the entire race, able to take home the checkered flag. Let's stay tuned right here. Watch Kyle bowling. Coming out of the corner here, he's going to take the checkered flag himself. Bowling third, Weeks fourth, Sherwood fifth, Busto sixth. So as your results come through, if our top three could come to the booth waiting room, that's Johnny Eckert, Scott Rickard, and Kyle Bowling. Get you some interviews. Big win, though. Johnny Eckert, star of the show here tonight, the number 90. Dominated the entire race, basically. Let's see here if I can find Bowling. Pull him into here. I see him. Kyle, Blake in the booth. You got me?
I got you.
Hey, bringing home a podium finish here, taking home third. How'd the truck feel?
Pretty good, actually. It's been a long time since I've been on the podium, so this one feels really, really good.
Yeah, you know, I bet so. I believe it's been kind of a rough start for you so far, but hopefully this will rebound your season.
Well, we got a long way to go in this season. You know, we got a long way to go. There's gonna be more races. We're gonna have bad luck, we'll have good luck. But I gotta take advantage of the road courses when I can, and it was a good one tonight.
Yes, sir. Well, you did a great job, but before you head out, you got any shout-outs or anything to add?
You know, shout out to the lead runners. I don't know if my buddy Kellen ended up watching tonight, but hopefully he is, and he can hear this call out. Yeah, thanks for putting on the broadcast for us.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, great job out there tonight. Go let you head down and celebrate your podium finish.
All right, thank you.
Sir Kyle Bowling bringing home a third place run here, Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Time to bring in Scott Rickard, who's been up front every single race. I think it's basically a regular thing to interview Scott. You know, me and him are kind of getting to know one another, talking to each other so much. Scott, Blake in the booth, you got me?
Yes, I do.
Hey, another good finish. You weren't able to bring home the checkered, but you were right there the entire race, and there at the end started to drop off just a little bit behind Johnny.
Yeah, I didn't think that dirty air would be as... It felt like at least in turn 2, dirty air was really bad for me. So I never really got a good opportunity in any spot I was actually good in to get a good chance at it.
Yeah, well, you know, you definitely can't complain. You should definitely be the points leader, I assume, after 3 races. I think you've been top 3 every single race so far.
Yeah, I had a streak going in here that I've won every road course, but it had to end at some point, and at least if I ended it with a second place.
Yeah, you know, if you're not going to win, at least bring home second, get you some good points. But, hey, definitely a good run before you head out. You got any shout-outs?
Team Watson Racing Sets, everybody on my team, my dog, and everybody that puts it on.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, great job. You know, me and you getting to know one another and talking to you every single week, it seems like, and hopefully next week it'll be the same for you.
I think next week's Bristol. That probably won't. I've never been the greatest fan of Bristol or good there, so you might need some luck for that one.
Yeah, well, we'll see. You never know what'll happen, but best of luck here for the rest of the season and next week.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Scott Rickard bringing home a second place finish, but folks, it's time for the star of the show. He absolutely dominated these boys here tonight. Johnny Eckert, the number 90. Johnny, Blake with the booth, you got me?
Hello, hello.
Hey, what a run. What a display of dominance out there tonight. You basically led every lap except for the green flag pit run there. But how'd the truck feel? Was it as fast as it looked?
It was pretty good. You know, early on, it had good pace. I felt like I was really in a good groove. Honestly, I've heard about Scott's dominance here, so you know, I was kind of, for a couple laps, I was curious. You know, I wouldn't say concerned, but I was aware of where he was, and he attempted a couple moves early on that I thought maybe, you know, this might be a short-lived experience up front, but as the run went on, it felt like I focused more on what I was doing, less on what was going on around me. And then, so by the end of the first run, it felt pretty good, and I got a little bit of a gap, had to make the pit decision early, and yeah, and then second half of the race, it was kind of just see who could get through the traffic the best, and thankfully, you know, a lot of the guys out here just gave a ton of room and a ton of respect, and I really appreciate that from them, because you don't always see that on road courses, especially, you know, some guys are having a bad day or some guys aren't, you know, comfortable on whatever track you're at on a road course. So it was really cool to see that, and I think it built me a little bit of confidence those first few lap cars that I was able to just kind of run my own race and focus on myself at that point.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely worked out for you. Scott was right there with you the entire race, and there at the end, it looked like you started to put it on him, and you were able to win it by over 5 seconds.
Yeah, I was worried about the pit stop. I mean, there are many different strategies, approaches, but a lot of times it just comes down to what is, where's the lap time going to be different, through pit cycles. So I was, he was there the whole race. I mean, I don't know what happened at the end. I don't know if his tires just kind of started to wear off or whatnot, but I noticed like the first sector and a half or so, he really just started. I don't know if he was falling off or the tires weren't holding or whatnot, but I started to gain a little bit there. And the whole run, the whole race, the second half of the lap, he seemed to always get whatever little bit I gained in the first half of the lap back. So it was incredible, from my point of view, because I was just trying to figure out what am I doing wrong, where am I doing it wrong, and then try not to make the mistake, because you're so close. One mistake would have probably defined the race, and there were a couple times where it was close, but thankfully for me at least, I was able to hold on to it.
Yeah, well, it definitely looked like the practice this week all paid off for you. Able to bring home your first win of the season, and hopefully there'll be plenty more for you. But, hey, before you head out, you got any shout-outs?
Yeah, first off, thank you for broadcasting. Thanks to Stars and Stripes, all the drivers, the league owners, the sponsors for all that they do. I really appreciate them having me this season. It's been a rough start to the season, honestly. 2 weeks, 2 wrecks coming into this race, so it was really just about a good points day. But huge thanks to my teammates Alex Boffley, Jake Bustos, and DJ Weeks. Jake was running some laps earlier this week, and he was like, you hear about this, and gave me a couple pointers, in keyhole and whatnot, and it really helped for long run pace and trying to save my rear tires. So I appreciate them, and I appreciate him for doing that, and giving me some pointers heading into this. But yeah, I'm happy to get the win. I don't know how I don't remember how the playoffs work, if we're in or not now, or if I got to still point up. But if we got to still point up, we got to do this more. So hopefully we're talking to you again in a couple weeks, because I don't expect anything out of Bristol, but you never know. So
yep. Hey, you never know, man. Well, hey, best of luck next week and the rest of the season. Great job out there. I'll let you head down and celebrate with your team.
I really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir. Johnny Eckert, your race winner here, Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, winning the Stars and Stripes Racing League Canadian Tire Grand Prix. Biggest win of the season for him, for sure. Best race of the season. You heard from him. He's been wrecking this year. Able to park it in victory lane, though, tonight. Looking to do the same later on in the season, but we're going to find out how the rest of the season plays out. But, folks, we appreciate you tuning in here, spending your Thursday night right here, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, with the GOAT Blake Hutchinson on the call. Hope to see you back here, same time, same place, next week, Thursday night, Stars and Stripes Racing League. We're going to be back